Aggressiveness by the Texans at 25. Could it happen? What would it look like? We'll act that out. Cal McNair sends out a statement to ticket holders. I got a strong take on this. I think enough is enough, and it's time for a change. To quote
Owen Hart,
Nation Owen Hart. Didn't think I was going Owen Hart. But also, we need to get into a contract extension that I think makes no sense for anyone with a rational brain. But quite frankly, when it comes to extensions, I don't know that the Texans have rational brains. We'll get into that and a lot more. It is SNL, Landry Locker, Cody Stoots with you. Cody, we started to talk a lot about 25 and the possibilities and stuff. And I got to say, it kind of feels like no man's land based on needs compared to overall strength of positions with what the Texans will be picking. So it opens up a lot of opportunities, and you start to wonder if the Texans could perhaps trade up, make a splash or something like that. There's something to – I think there's a number of possibilities here, and my mind is starting to go a little bit crazier as the draft approaches. Maybe it's the cabin fever, but I want to get your take on that, and we'll also do a little mockage.
Well, they've got assets to move around if they want to move around. So the Texans have obviously an extra third-round pick this year. Now, they don't have a fourth-round pick, but they have an extra third. And then they have those 2 seconds next year, and they have the 2 fours next year. So if you're thinking about some big move, you've definitely got the ammunition for it. It kind of takes away from what day 2 could be in 2025 or what it could be in 2026. But if it's the right player, you feel like you have to go make that move, they've got the ammunition to do that. They've also got the ammunition more than enough to make a little tiny move. If they need to go from 25 to 23, 25 to 21, because they really feel like they have to have a guy, they've got more than enough to do that. And then there's also the scenario, Landry, where they got plenty of ammunition. They don't love any of these guys at 25. They pack their bags and get ready for day 2 as well. And they get out of that 25 spot. Now, obviously, you need a dancing partner for that, a pretty good one to move out of 25 out of the first round. But it's not out of the question. And Nick Caserio's history, I mean, moving around feels like almost a given. He didn't move around as much as we expected last season. But you look at a few seasons ago, and his early time as general manager, he loves to move around, especially if he has conviction about a guy. He's not afraid to give up a little bit of extra on the back end to go and get that guy. You know, Christian Harris, he moved up 5 spots for him. He moved up a bunch of spots for John Mechie. Obviously, the move up for Nico Collins in the past. So Nick Caserio's got a history. He loves to move around. I think he just loves talking trades with these guys. Like he just feels like the type of guy to get on the phone and move a few spots just to move a few spots, and also let everybody know, hey, if you need some help moving around, I have all these extra picks. Like, let's work something out.
Yeah, I mean, like, could there be a huge splash? Like, I think if we're talking huge splash, I think we're looking at a tight end or a receiver. Like, I think those are the two, and the tight end more so just because there's 2 creme de la creme guys that people are talking about, that people are really excited about right now. That can, I mean, tight ends. If you look at what like the ideal tight end can be and what he can be to your team, and I'm obviously using extremes and I'm using elite examples, which is kind of dangerous when you talk draft, but it really can kind of help both things that you need. Like it can help. I mean, because God forbid you ask Dalton Schultz to help block the left tackle or the right tackle, you're kind of in no man's land there. And there's going to be times where the tight end is going to have to do it. We've seen tight ends lead their teams in receiving. We've seen tight ends be integral parts. A lot of times the example gets used, well, this team, Kansas City and New England, they didn't have top receivers when they were winning. Well, they had Travis Kelce, Gronk. Like they had pretty damn good. Like there's probably number 1 and 2 in the discussion of all-time tight ends. So the tight end is interesting to me when we're talking about Loveland and we're talking about Warren. And I don't know how far Warren falls. So that would be like, I mean, I'm not saying you're going to have to make like a Julio Jones type of draft day deal, but it would be, you would have to make a hell of a deal to go up there and get him. But I do wonder if maybe they look at tight end and they say, well, this can kind of help both things. Although I know Loveland's not like a great blocker, but I mean, he's better than Dalton Schultz. So
Yeah, well, there's a want to, there's a want to as to it. I would tell you this. I know you mentioned tight end. If one of these tackles starts to fall, like the top guys at the tackle spot, so Will Campbell from LSU, Armand Membu from Missouri, if one of those guys starts to fall, it's a little tougher to pry a team out of that spot because the team that might be drafting them might need them. So, I'm thinking about Miami at 13. If you wanted to go 25-13, you got the juice to do it. Miami needs a tackle. Like, why are they moving out of that spot when they need a Membu or a Will Campbell? I'd even go as far as to say the same thing for Indianapolis. Like, why are they moving out of that spot when they need that type of guy? I would tell you, though, I'm not in favor of a huge trade up, but if for some unfathomable reason Tyler Warren is there at 13, I'd just call Miami and really kind of blow their doors off and go get him. They're the Penn State tight end.
Miami's also in a situation where, we saw Buffalo do it last year when they got in the cap hell. Like they traded out of the first round, not because they didn't like Xavier Worthy, but because they liked receivers and their cap situation was hellacious. Like the Josh Allen contract was kicking in. They had to cut damn near half their team for cap purposes. And there is a difference between a first round and like a second round and a back of the draft. And there's also some value in stockpiling those day 2-3 picks if you hit on them to where it can help your cap situation. So I think Miami, you can make a case that they've already been in that situation where the cap situation's not ideal. But if you're making a trade with a team like Miami, number one, you know that D'Amico and Mike McDaniel know each other. Mm-hmm. So there's that. Number two, they're in the situation that Buffalo was in when Buffalo traded out of the first round. They traded out twice. Yeah, they made 2 trades, right? They traded with KC and then they traded back. Am I correct about that?
To get Keon Coleman there at the top of the
second round. You don't have to look this up, but I believe that was part of their line of thinking. So yeah, I just do wonder.
They went back to 32, and then the Panthers came up
and got Leggett and got Xavier Leggett.
To get Leggett, and then the Bills kicked off day 2 with Keon Coleman.
So they avoided having to pay a first round pick in large part because they like the wide receivers and there was they're in hellacious cap situations. So that's like, if you're talking about Miami, they could find themselves in that situation.
Something else to think about too, when you're just kind of like, okay, if the Texans are moving up, like what team might be interested? Atlanta at 15, they only have like a handful of picks in this draft. They pick 15th, they pick 46th, and they don't pick again until 120. So Atlanta at 15, they might be inclined to move around a little bit, drop back 10 spots, pick up a little bit of extra capital. So if a really good player is sitting there around 13, around 15, it's got to get past the Colts, but one of the top tackles, Tyler Warren. And I think that's probably about it for me, where I'd be interested really in a big trade up to 15, because 25 to 15 would not be cheap. It's not the most expensive thing they've ever done, but it would not be cheap. But I'd keep Atlanta in mind just because they don't have a lot of draft capital. And I would also, just for like a really weird, I could also keep Minnesota in mind. I know they're only one spot ahead, but they have almost no picks. And so even if it was just a very small gain, the Texans could bump up one spot and really kind of keep the Wolves away from somebody they might want.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I think this is a good question by Evan. I think it's the natural question to ask. Realistically, what's the cost of moving up to 13? Like if we pull up the Jimmy charts, the cost from so you're trading up 12 spots. Now, it's kind of just depends on the range that you're at, because I do think when it's a quarterback, there is kind of a tax. I don't think there's going to, because teams feel like they're sitting on a gold mine. Like in other words, when the Texans moved up from 12 to 3 for Will Anderson, with Will Anderson, it's cheaper. It was expensive as hell, but it was cheaper than it would have cost had like CJ still been there. I think they probably could have gotten a little bit more, and they would have had perhaps a little bit more suitors, but there's really no method to it. But to move up that much, I mean, you're at least giving up a second, and then you're probably giving up a little bit more too. I mean,
I would think you're probably going 25 and 79 this year and trying to send him one of the twos next year.
Yeah, it's a lot. But I mean, if like let's pretend that Tyler Warren is the next big thing, it's worth it, you know? So I guess the question, just to piggyback on what Evan is, and we appreciate you for expanding the combo. Shout out to everyone in the chat. It is SNL, Landry Locker, Cody Stoots with you. Who would warrant trading up to like around that area, like in the 13 area with that cost? Like what it would have to be someone who catches passes or someone who blocks for your quarterback.
Correct.
Like I don't think there's any other like I'll knock on wood and we can revisit this if I'm wrong, but I would think that if you're making that much of a move up, it's going to be someone who catches passes or someone who blocks for the quarterback.
I would hope so. Because if you're moving up there and it's some freaking linebacker, I might be bald by the end of the first round. I'll pull my hair out. I'll pull my hair out. But yeah, to me, it's three names. It's Tyler Warren, the Penn State tight end. It's Will Campbell, the tackle from LSU. And it's Armand Membu, the tackle from Missouri. Those are the three guys that I'd be interested in making a significant move for. So, 9 or 10 spots to go up and get it. Now, there's a handful of players that I'd make a little tiny move, like 4 or 5 spots to go and get. But significant move, to me, there's 3. It's Will Campbell from LSU, it's Armand Membu from Missouri, and it's Tyler Warren from Penn State.
So you're saying Membu, Warren, and OT. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. OT opposite Tunsil. Will Campbell.
Did you see him holding court yesterday?
Dude, he is like the Hardo farmer. Like
he's from
nonsense.
He's from Monroe, Louisiana. Will Campbell, and he had the great quote during the season that people were running with, which
Amazon, working at Amazon and about getting your ass kicked on the first and stuff like that.
Yep. And then yesterday he goes, "I played 3 years of football. Nobody cared how long my arms were. I go to the combine. Now everybody cares how long my arms are, and they think I'm not any good at football."
Good point in the chat, by the way. A week ago, Stoots would have said T-Mac. Yeah, he hates him now.
With good reason. I didn't just, this wasn't some wishy-washy thing. When the guy says I don't love football,
Cody hates you, and I don't like him either. I don't like him either, if we're being honest.
He basically choked on his eggs and rice getting asked about watching film. Like, you watch film, and he's like, "Oh, no." It's almost like he was embarrassed to have somebody even ask that question.
Yeah, he's offended. And you factor in the tape with that. I do think that like that type of chatter kind of doesn't help you, man. Doesn't help you this time of the year when they're making those combinations. And when it's really just like, he's kind of like been the best of a weak bunch. And the more they start diving in, Golden is interesting. I saw McShay comparing him to like Jalen Waddle, and I was like, okay. Yeah, I mean, that was on Instagram today. I was this scrolling through and I saw him like comparing him to Jalen Waddle, and I was like, I don't
know if McShay's going to be way more dialed in, because he's like back now. He's back. Like, it used to be Todd and Mel, and then they got rid of him, and then he was kind of off the radar for a little while, but he's like back. So I don't know if McShay is just more dialed in, or he's just super excited about this draft class because he's kind of back. So I'm still trying to figure out everything from McShay.
The fuck's that mean? Back?
Well, he was like gone for a couple of years.
So you say he's just like pumped?
Yeah, he's just like, I wonder if he's too excited about the draft class because he didn't have an outlet.
Some guys, though. He's crapped on some guys.
Sure. I'm still just trying to figure out which McShay I'm getting. Am I getting a dialed in, ready to go McShay, or am I getting just a little overly excited McShay?
I think a balance of both. I think he's revived. He's feeling good. He's feeling fresh. He's in the digital platform. Yep. He knows the deal.
Yep.
Todd McShay. Yeah, I mean, it's the season of chatter, man. This is the season of arm length, reports on meetings, all that. And the craziest thing is like, there's always like, oh, is he falling? We don't know. We don't know if he's falling or not. So we will see. And then there's also like the hardo that wants to like erect themselves like with being an expert. Like I saw Lewis Reddick yesterday was like, "Oh, you're talking about prospects and you're saying this." It's just like, man, God, some of these guys are just unbearable this time of the year. Can the draft just happen already? My gosh.
I don't
Good
know.
Lord.
This is like officially silly season when it comes to the draft. So
Lewis Riddick's just getting crazy. Like he always has to like have these like insecure like firing up of people. It's just like, man, it's draft season. I get it, dude. Like you're the smartest guy in the world. I understand. Good for you. Like Lewis Riddick could be with a supermodel and he would close his eyes and think about being in the bathroom with some lotion, man. Like it's just looking in a mirror. It's just a lot of stuff with him. Like this draft, I almost just have to stay off social media at this point. Like they're just, it's a fun time to speculate. It's fun. Trill Kick X just got STM email from Cal. NRG still our home. Yeah, we'll react to that. What Cal McNair had to say. He sent out a message about the chatter, the rumors. We also got a mock draft to get to. We're going to be aggressive. Cody has rules for this mock draft. So we got a lot to get into.
Let's get to the letter right now.
Let's get to the letter. Cal McNair. I guess he sent this to season ticket holders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think he typed this himself?
No, I think this was, hey, are you okay with us signing your name at the bottom? And he was like, sure. So a lot of like, hey, 2025 season, we're excited, all that great stuff. And then he gets to the brass tacks. Off the field, there have been several articles written in recent weeks about the future of NRG Stadium. Although we are 7 years away from the expiration of our lease, I want you to know that we are working collaboratively and diligently with our partners, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, Harris County, and HCSCC, to identify the best path forward. With those partners, we've conducted a number of studies to continue to learn more about what we need to be successful in the future under the leadership of our new team president, Mike Toman, who has an extensive history of developing and renovating stadiums. We support a renovation of NRG Stadium and are committed to exploring all potential solutions to ensure long-term success. We want to ensure that we have a world-class facility, blah, 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 blah. Thank you for your continued support. Go Texans. And he's got a sweet signature.
Okay.
So,
I mean, yeah, you got a 7-year lease, so you can't just say we're going to leave. That would be bad business. So,
correct.
Like they're staying at NRG. Well, they don't have a choice. They got a 7-year lease. So, like I don't think this really changes anything. And I think it would be pretty poor business by Cal McNair to come out and say we want to build a new stadium and create that type of buzz and lose that type of leverage. So
the sentence that sticks out the most to me is we support a renovation of NRG Stadium and are committed to exploring all potential solutions to ensure long-term success. So, translation, we're going to get everything we want in this renovation, or we're going to get a new stadium.
Yeah,
that's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, here's my thing. I want to take the Texans to the burbs. Like I just think I think at this point that Houston, downtown Houston, NRG Park, it's the most logistically pathetic functioning city that I've ever seen. And even when they fix roads, they don't fix them. Like they'll put up signs and then they'll have like a new exit and it'll still be one lane instead of two. And it's not like that everywhere else. And you also look at what's outside of NRG right now. They got the Astrodome, which is a piece of shit that is just completely deceased. It's almost like having your 20-year-old grandpa out there just watching him rot away. It's time to go to the burbs, and it doesn't make it any less of Houston's team. Like there's a lot of teams that are in the burbs. San Francisco and Dallas, they're fine. The Giants and Jets, they're fine. Like they're not in the main cities either. It's still a part of it. So I want to see like what they would do with the resource. Like if it's in Katy, I want to see how Katy develops the area outside. I want to see how they develop their roads, because right now what's happened in downtown Houston and what's happened in NRG, it's not good. It's embarrassing when they have Super Bowls here, quite honestly. Like, because anywhere else, you almost don't even have to leave your hotel. You can go outside and figure something out. Here, you got to drive there. When you drive there, it's a pain in the ass to get to the stadium. Even when you get to the stadium, it's still a pain in the ass. When you walk to the stadium, there's really nothing there. The roads outside, there's really nothing there. They've just done a poor job. So I support expanding the burbs and giving the burbs an opportunity to put together a better stadium and put together a better product and handle the logistics that downtown Houston and NRG Park have failed so miserably at. So I'm fine. I'm fine with going to the burbs. It doesn't make it any less of Houston's team or anything like that. And quite frankly, that line of thinking is why the Astrodome is still there. Like that line of thinking is kind of why the dome is still there. So I support taking it to the burbs.
I just don't know how. Like, okay, the big thing about renovations to NRG Stadium is nobody said what renovations need to be done. Like, I know there's a conversation about like some low field luxury stuff and things like that. Okay, that's great. If you dump $1 billion into renovating NRG Stadium to really kind of jazz it up, get it to the level where it needs to be, you still have everything around it that you just talked about. That's a big issue.
It's not the stadium. Like, it's not just about the stadium, because they have this vision of like hosting Super Bowls and stuff. Like, you go anywhere else, and this is just the reality of the situation. Like, you go anywhere else when they're hosting a Super Bowl, there's stuff to do outside of the stadium. There's nothing there. It's not just the stadium. They can figure out the stadium. They need to figure out the area. They need to figure out the logistics. They need to figure that out. And
well, I
think Katy would do a better job of maximizing and expanding and figure out. And I think they would change their roads. If you told them they're going to get a new stadium, I think they would be able to do it a little bit quickly. I think they would get, because for whatever reason in Houston, they don't figure it out.
The thing is if you dumped $1 billion into the surrounding area, I don't know that you'd make a dent in what you need. That's not going to, and when do you do it? Because you can't touch it until April. So you got to do everything April to July, basically. So, and then the stadium's not just, going to shut down for 4 months while you do the renovation. So like, I mean, there's stuff around, like the roads are a disaster around there. Logistically with parking and in and out, that's tough. You mentioned there's not a bunch of stuff around there. Well, even if you went and bought up all the land, got rid of everybody and put a bunch of stuff there, like that's a tremendous amount of money. You're not that far away from government housing in the area. So it's like, how does that work? That's a logistical nightmare if you're moving government housing. There's a lot of challenges around there that I don't know that $1 billion, $2 billion could fix it to the point where you're like, yep, we're comfortable here.
Yeah, it's not. It's just not. Houston's just not getting it done. They're not getting it done at all. And it's like even that the Rockets and the Astros, it's not well done. Like, it's not an easy city to drive through. Like, it's not. And there's something, they just don't get it done. So
there's really not an inside the beltway tract of land where you could put the team. Like, it's not like, okay, you're looking for a new site. Like, if you're looking for a new site, it does need to be way out there. Katy, Sugar Land, Woodlands. Don't go east.
Yeah, move. Take it to the burbs, man. Figure it out. See what you got to do. And I mean, it sucks, but the reality is too, fortunately, it's Sunday. Traffic is a little less worse on Sunday. So, I mean, driving out anywhere in the burbs in Houston, it's going to take a long time. That's not normal. Like, even in Dallas, like, even during prime time, like, traffic, I mean, you can commute 30 miles away and still be able to leave at a decent time. Here, if you work in Katy and you got to go downtown, or you work in like any of the others, it's an hour and a half plus. It doesn't make any sense. And then you look at it and it's like, oh, why is there just one lane going towards Galveston downtown? Why am I going over this bridge and these signs are like so hard to understand? Why did they on the 610 merger near Westheimer, why did they spend all that time making that bridge and it's still just one lane and we're still merging the same way that we were before? They don't know what they're doing. So let's move it somewhere.
Yeah,
Let's move it out. Let's move it out of the city. I'm good with it.
I'll be interested to see if Cal McNair has anything additional he wants to offer next week at the owners' meetings when he's asked about this. So
he's just, he'll say the right things. So
sure.
But are you want to keep it at NRG? Is that, I mean, if
I don't know. I don't know what the actual, like, do the renovations include stuff around NRG to make things different, better?
Has to.
I want to know what the renovations are, because it would not make sense to spend the money and then still want to leave. So like then you're just throwing $1 billion away. So, I think I gotta find out more about what they want to do, because if there's some grand plan that fixes some of the area and makes it a little bit easier, accessible, so on and so forth, then okay, I want to hear it. If not, hey, do what you need to do to make your money. It's a private business. It's not publicly owned.
Let's go to the other news. Speaking of the Astrodome, no Oilers uniforms this season. So the stanky one, Amy Adams Stank, has moved on. She has moved on, and they are getting rid of the Oilers uniforms. Now, could the fact that they've lost in these every time they've worn them have anything to do with it?
Yes.
Do they just want to turn the page?
Yes.
Don't know. But RIP to the Oilers uniforms. They are dead.
They are indeed finished. This from the Titans website. With the focus on Titans blue in 2025 and into the future, the Titans will not be wearing their throwback Oilers uniforms this upcoming season.
Okay.
Oh, shucks.
Why did they even have to announce that?
Because probably because they look better than whatever the hell they run out there. The Titans have some of the worst uniforms in all of football.
Yeah.
I mean, it's their logo sucks. Their uniforms suck. Their new stadium's going to be badass, I think. But yeah, the no Oilers uniforms. I saw J.J. Watt advocating that when they next wear them, they just put a Titans logo in there instead of the oil derrick, but like still have the color scheme. Just let them go. Just let them go, and just they're gone forever. Just let them go.
Let them go. Bye-bye. Don't need to see him anymore. It's okay. We can all move on. We can move on from the Oiler uniforms. They gone. And who knows whether she brings them back or not. Who knows? Let's get into this mock season. Mock draft. And we got to lay out some rules. Cody comes with some rules. He has rules for the mock draft. It's splash time. Go ahead.
All right. So within this mock draft, we've got to do our best Nick Caserio and get moving around. We've got to move up once, and we've got to move back once in this mock draft. So we'll get a little extra when we move back, and then we got to spend some of that extra that the Texans have to move up in this upcoming mock draft.
Okay, so we're moving up. We're going to make a splash. I'm in.
And you like the Pro Football Network mock draft simulator, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And normal speed, that's like the trick to this?
That's what I hear. Don't know, but that's what I hear.
Okay. Well, shall we get started?
We shall.
All right. Cam Ward. Oh my gosh. The Browns go tackle, number 2 overall. All right. Things are getting kind of weird here.
All right, let's pause. Pause.
We just talked about the Tyler Warren fall.
Yes, and it's happening right now. And we see the Colts
happening.
up there at 14.
He's not getting past 14.
All right, so let's let let's let the Cowboys and Dolphins pick, and then we gotta. Oh, let's let the Cowboys pick, and then let's call Mike McDaniel.
I'm gonna have to hit that. Well, I mean, we can call Mike McDaniel now, can't we? Or do we have to let the Cowboys pick?
Well, we got to see what they do.
Okay, they went with an edge. So now we've got we just talked about this.
Okay. Let me pick up the phone here. Let me call Mike.
High-grade marijuana called Kush on the streets.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? I know you guys are in cap hell right now. Y'all have receivers too. So you're damn sure not taking one of these guys. I don't think you love any of these tackles. Who are the tackles available right now?
Not one of the top two guys. Not
Yeah,
one of the
your
top three
tackles
guys.
are gone. We feel your pain. I know you got a lot to do. Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. You got Indy in front of you. Let's make a deal.
Okay, so we got to go talk to the Dolphins here. Texans and Dolphins.
Okay.
So it's going to cost 25.
It is going to cost 25. Let's see if we can give them 58.
Why are we starting with 58? We can always come back to 58.
He's not that high, is he?
Let's give him 79 and one of the twos next year.
Okay. Oh, they might take a 2 next year. Yeah, that would be cool. All right, give him one of the 2s. Give him the whichever one you want. Flip a coin.
Let's give him the commies too. This is a good trade.
Okay, let's see if they take it.
This is the trade proposal. Okay, they didn't take it. All right, what the hell, Mike McDaniel?
So give them this year's too. Just give them this year's too. Let's go.
Oh man,
we're making a splash, dude. Beggars can't be choosers.
It's a 25 and 58 for 13.
Yes.
Can I ask for 116?
No, quit being weird.
That's what Caserio does all the time.
We don't need a random pick swap, Nick.
This is too much.
It's a good deal.
25 and 58 for 13?
Yeah. Come on.
Come on, Miami. What are you doing?
All right, let's go 25, 58.
And a 4
and a 3 next year. 3 next year.
A 3 next year. My God, you're just handing it to him.
We're getting comp picks next year.
For who?
I don't know. Somebody. Just make the deal.
Oh my God.
If they reject this, then we'll move on.
All right, so 25, 58 in the 3rd next year?
Yes, let's go.
I definitely should ask for 116, but
let's go.
You forbade it. This is too much. I don't agree. Oh my God, Miami's crazy.
Move on. They like somebody. Let them draft.
They like Jalen Walker.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. He's a good player. I get it. All right, Indianapolis, just let them pick. They're going to take Tyler Warren.
Oh! Green Bay jumped up for Shamar Stewart.
All right, let's call Atlanta now.
All right, let's call Atlanta.
All right, Atlanta doesn't have a lot of picks. Let's call Atlanta.
Look how few picks they have.
And we're trading up 10 spots, so we're getting in a better range. So 25.
I say we offer them the 25, 79 and a deuce.
Okay.
Let's see if they'll do it here for 15.
Okay, so it's basically one of the Tunsil trade. Okay, go. Let's see.
Let's go.
All right. Tyler Warren, come on down. You're a Houston Texan.
Let's go. No. Tyler Warren. And we kept the 2nd round pick too.
Yeah,
wow.
We're good. Yeah, we're good. Eamon Worry, Booker, Barron, Simmons.
They drafted a corner who's hurt. Good for them.
So you got Tyler Warren, and the jerseys are already available in the team shop. How did they do that so quick? The Texans just tweeted out a link that Tyler Warren jerseys can be purchased in the team shop.
What a coup for us to go up there and go get Tyler Warren.
Well, Dalton Schultz just tweeted, "Welcome to H-Town." So Dalton is even playing nice. He's thrilled here. We got all types of stuff going on. So Tyler Warren, you are here.
All right, we do still have to do a trade.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that.
You're just right off the bat. You're taking this.
We'll take that 7. Yes, they're still running backs. Let's go.
Okay.
Well, wait, you don't want it?
Well, I just want to see what else we have. We don't have to just say yes to.
All right, see what's up.
All right, now Cleveland can stick it. All right, so we're going to take this Giants deal. We like this.
It's good. We got our picks back.
All right, there's our trade back as well.
So we're good. We're in the building. We got Tyler Warren. The jersey shop is available.
Dallas, no thanks.
Nah. Yeah. Oh, third next year, no thanks.
And then a fourth next year, no thanks. Okay. So we've got Tyler Warren. We've had one hell of a day on day one. We've waited a long time. We got to make a pick here in top of round 3.
I know you're going O-line.
Couple of tackles here. Ursery from Minnesota would be a fun pick.
Fun?
Landry, you need offensive linemen.
That's not fun.
What?
Running back is fun. Tyler Warren was fun.
You already had your fun.
Offensive tackle from Minnesota is not fun.
Let me have my fun. Boy, there's not a lot of guards.
Where are my RBs at?
Oh, good Lord.
Where the RBs at? Just want to see.
Iowa's Caleb Johnson, Kansas State's DJ Giddens at the top.
Where my wideouts at?
You hate the wideouts. You hate all these guys.
All right, get you a lineman, man.
The guards have been attacked. There's no guards. That center's too small for the Texans. It's got to be the Minnesota tackle, man.
You say this is fun, I'll take your word for it.
It's got to be the Minnesota tackle. You're getting great value here. It's a tackle of the future.
Go with it.
All right. And we don't have that long of a wait. You might still be able to get somebody fun for your style of fun.
I already have my cigar. I'm smoking my cigar with the Tyler Warren pick. On the soup, Trill has a 2-piece combo.
You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
They got to fix the lots. Disaster in the blue lot. He's talking about the
stadium.
Yeah, it's tough, man. They line them up too far out on the street. Top snacks for draft stream. Oh, the draft stream. We're gonna have grub. I'm probably gonna order pizza or something like that. Just eat like a whole large pizza during the draft.
Hey, you want to move back 4 spots and pick up 131?
Sure.
But
and then with 131, that's my blue pick. I'm getting a receiving running back out of this extra equity. If you don't think that's happening, let me see my running backs real quick again and go further down. Okay, so Scatabo, Ollie. Is Blue gone already?
No, he's right there.
Wow, okay. And there's Smith. Okay, we got Smith and Blue. So I got to get one of those guys.
We can get him with that we have 99 as well. So
yeah. Just wait.
Yeah.
Scatabo, baby. Let's go. Let's really set this up. Let's get the jersey shop, baby.
Want Scatabo?
Let's get Scatabo. Let's go. We got Warren and Scatabo. Let's go. The team shop's going crazy.
We got honkas.
If there's anything I've seen about this new regime, it's that they like Caucasian skill guys. So we got Scatabo and we got Tyler Warren. And oh my God, another tweet from the Texans. Their jerseys both available in the team shop for pre-order right now. So we got Scatabo and we got Warren. Let's go.
Oh, that's incredible.
Oh God, Landry's trying to change the culture.
Oh man.
Oh man.
All right, so 99. We next pick's 131. So you're maybe
Boy, they better have with this Scatabo, Warren, Watson, Barrios. They better have home field advantage because if they play a snow game, these guys are going to look invisible out there. CJ's not going to know who the hell he's throwing to.
We went heavy on the honkas.
All right.
Okay. Has D'Amico broken into the draft room yet?
He is not. He's pissed, dude. D'Amico's angry as F
D'Amico's sitting in the back like this.
He's furious. He's furious.
He just.
Do we let D'Amico do his thing here?
It's a good question.
Do we let D'Amico do his thing here?
I don't know that there's a guy where
linebackers. Let's see my safeties.
Billy
Safeties
Bowman,
and linebackers.
Oklahoma.
There's some opportunity at safety. Give me my safeties and linebackers.
I know you love Danny Stutzman.
I wonder what D'Amico thinks of him.
I mean, they hadn't talked to him when I talked to him at the combine. So, I mean, that doesn't mean
Cornerback. We might need a corner. Kobe Bryant. Too small. Too small.
He's too tiny.
He said he likes dogs, though. He said he talked to him. He said they like dogs. He's friends with Lassiter.
Okay, hold on.
Let's go with Jalen Reed. Jalen Reed likes the Texans.
Hold on. I want to address something. Mob Squad. Still no wide receiver. Shaking my head. Do you know what Tyler Warren does? Like
Tyler Warren's everything.
Tyler Warren's a dominant pass catcher in this draft.
Yeah, what are you saying, man?
Still no wide receiver. Come on, get out of here. All right, there's plenty of wide receivers. We can wait on those. You wanted the Penn State safety? Reed?
All right, so here, yeah, and let me give the background before we make this pick. I think I might be able to sell the folks on it. So I actually talked to him at the combine, and he was mentioning, I'm going to push the draft back for a sec.
Okay.
He was mentioning that he loved Houston's defense, and that was the type of defense he liked. So I asked him about it, and this is what he said.
What do you like about the Texans defense?
I really like that they're a young team right now. And they building, they in a rebuilding stage, and it seems like they're coming up right now. You know, they got a lot of young players that's young and talented. There's not a lot of players that's on their $100 million contract. So it's players over there that's really trying to get to that. And I like that that's the way they play out there each and every game. So I like the guys that they got over there. They just drafted a safety last year, Kalen Bullock. He had like 7 interceptions this year. I feel like he's a difference maker. Kamari Lassiter, he was a huge difference maker over there. You know, they got the all-pro Derek Stingley. You know, I feel like them 3 guys right there, Taylor Petrie too, I watch a lot of him. So I feel like them guys right there are difference makers. So I feel like they're a good defense.
He said he has talked to him. So
all right, I like Jalen Reed. Let's get him.
God, he said Bullock right too. I don't even do that.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Get out of here.
Let's go. Jalen Reed, come on down. Safety depth. Quinn Ewers to the old Oilers. So they drafted 2 quarterbacks, huh? Man. They went Washington Redskins with RG3 Kirk Cousins. Literally, they went first round, third round. So,
yep.
There you go. Amy Adams Stank, kind of Dan Snyder-ish, minus the sexual harassment, too, I would say. She's kind of incompetent. So,
all right. So this is Jaden Blue if he's there. You're dying for it.
I mean, it's
Blue might still be.
He's falling. Yeah, just take him because he's going here. Get Blue. Let's go.
Yeah, our next pick's not till 241. So this is kind of our last.
Go up.
It's kind of our last swing here.
Go up. They like Smith though, man. If you want to take Smith instead of Blue, that works because I feel like they like Smith.
Okay.
If you want to take Smith instead of Blue, that's fine. Who do y'all like better as a wide receiver? Like,
come on.
Do you like Blue or do you like Smith? It's up to y'all. Oh, take Kyle Williams. There you go. They visited with him. Go ahead.
You like Kyle? Get you a wide receiver.
Take him.
Wags wanted Jack Kaiser, the Notre Dame linebacker.
Okay.
We ran out of picks for him. We had to move around.
All right, take your guy from Washington State, Williams. They met with him. A lot of people like him. There you go. Got him.
All right. So now we just kick our feet up. This is while we're partying at TBD location, and we're just hanging out.
Announced their draft party too, but we're gonna have our party on Saturday.
You know,
the Texans did announce theirs.
I'll have a bootleg Warren jersey by then. It'll be good.
Someone says who's faster? Jaden Blue's faster. 4.2.
Yeah, Jaden Blue's very fast. Very fast. So now we're just kind of kick back, relaxing, watching it happen. Caserio's getting the itch to use one of those future picks to jump in. I got to get something else.
There goes Jake Majors.
There goes Kaiser.
Kyle McCord. How about that? He's a grad assistant at Syracuse in 2 years. Rashard Smith gone.
Yep, he just went.
They like him, I think.
Upton Stout, North Shore kid. Play a little corner, play a little safety.
Do you like when the players announce the draft picks, and what about the fans? Like when we're watching the draft.
Just make sure you say the name right. That's all I ask for.
It's tough, man.
That's all I ask for.
It's
And
tough.
it's okay to get excited.
Jaden Blue gone. He's a charge. Jim
there he
Harbaugh.
goes. There he goes.
Jim Harbaugh took him. How about that? So
That's
the dream of the scat back has died. And it's all good, though, because you got Tyler Warren.
These backs just keep – well, I mean, look, Scattaboo's no slouch at catching the ball either.
Yeah, he's all right.
Oh, okay. I mean, he's all right. How many running backs have the pass catching tape he put out there this year?
Yeah, he's all right.
All right, so we're finally back on the board here. It's taken forever to get there.
All right, we're on the board. They're going to take a corner here.
Corner?
Yeah, they're going to take a corner. They need corner depth.
What about-
I can promise you their last pick will be a corner.
Okay. Just taking a little edge player here.
Oh, God. Go ahead if you want. There's your boy LeJohntay Wester.
Yeah, he sounded like he'd have been real excited to be playing for the Texans.
He said, "You ain't got to be the man to be the man." One of my favorite quotes from the combine. You ain't got to be the man to be the man.
We should probably take Trevor Etienne.
Do it. Let's go. Running backs. Let's go.
Unless there's a guard.
Nah, take Trevor.
Hold on. Just let me look at the guards, man. Okay, we'll take Etienne's brother. I think that's it. I don't think we have any more picks. Yeah, we're done.
A fall from grace for Donovan Edwards. Him and Ollie Gordon, man. If you would have had like a mock draft 2 years ago, like with Donovan Edwards and Ollie Gordon, it just would have been. We've just been salivating. No guards. Sorry. No linemen, really. Just one.
Yeah, I mean, we took a guy that's going to be the guard this year to tackle the future.
So I like this. You made the Tyler Warren splash. You got the tackle. You got the Scatterbo. You got the running back.
You have your running back room kind of built for the next couple of years. And then Reed's a nice defensive piece. He can be a guy that helps you immediately on special teams. If you have some injuries pop up, he slides in. Kyle Williams is a draft darling right now. And we got freaking Tyler Warren. And all it really cost the Texans was the Washington 2 from next year. I got to learn a little bit more about Irsary from Minnesota, but
yeah, let me know how that study goes, man. Looking forward to it.
The nerds love him.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not going to tell you because that was sarcasm.
No, I really want to know. I'm dying.
You don't actually care. I believe a lot of Texans fans would sign up for this. If we told them this is happening right now,
oh yeah,
they're signing up for it.
It's a team shop dream right here, man. Look at that. Tyler Warren's already a top 5 selling jersey, and then you got Scatterbo. Goodness gracious. Okay. Yeah, not a bad draft. Good job. Well done. The aggressive draft. Had to trade up, had to trade down. They should let Cody Stoots announce one.
They don't.
What's your walk up?
Well, they don't have like songs or music or whatever. Like
no, like what? Hey, guys, let me hear some noise.
I mean, I don't. They should not have somebody like me do it. They should have some.
What would you do?
I would probably just walk out with like the, just kind of waving, You
just wave?
I just wave. I'd put the card in my jacket pocket and pull it out.
Okay.
Maybe I get to the podium without the card and do like the fake. Where is it?
The wedding ring bit. You're gonna do the wedding ring bit.
Send me up there with a mime. Let them mime it. I don't care.
Oh my God.
Who knows? This is something I've never thought about. Like when you're a kid, you're like, what's your signature look like when you get to the big leagues? It's like nobody ever thinks, what are you doing when you walk out to the podium in Green Bay, Wisconsin?
He's doing
announce
that.
The draft pick.
Make some noise. Shout out to H-Town.
Nobody thinks of that.
Shout out to H-Town.
come out dressed. Yeah, fat Mel Kiper.
No, but this is what Cody would really do. And and if you deny this, you're lying.
I can't even imagine what
this is what he would
picture
do.
might
And
look
this would be so cringe. I would be so embarrassed for you and our platform. This is what Cody would do. Seriously. Let me put my hat back on for this. Because Cody's definitely wearing a hat. He's wearing he's wearing a Houston football hat. We know that.
Yeah.
So he can let you know the brand. But here's what he's going to say. With 25, are we going 25? What pick is it? What pick are we picking?
Well, if they're letting me announce it and they trade up to 15 and it's Tyler Warren, I'm freaking the hell out.
With the what pick?
Let's just call it 25. Let's just say I'm announcing the 25th pick.
With the 25th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the back-to-back AFC South champion Houston Texans select. And I'm just going to sit there like you are an absolute disgrace for glorifying AFC South championships and calling them the back-to-back AFC South champs.
Not a chance. I would not say that.
Wags says, after this, what are the needs? DT or guard?
I mean, yeah, you probably want a little bit more interior depth. Somebody who's played a little bit of guard, and you probably want another wide receiver too. Tyler Lockett.
You're bringing Lockett in, okay? Yeah, I mean that's the wide receiver position will be interesting. The market will look cool after, but you got Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren's your your number 2, and he's your fullback. And he's your best blocking tight end, and he's your best receiving tight end, and he's your number 3 most popular selling jersey. So
he's your trick quarterback.
If they do that.
Yeah.
If they do that. So that's the mock draft. We're in mock season.
Wags actually brings up a good question here with the super chat. What would my reaction be if it was a player I didn't like?
You would just smile.
They'd just say, with the 25th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Luther Burden. Tetararo McMillan. Just and leave.
See, I feel like you might have butchered that name, like for all that talk that you were throwing out there.
Tetaro? Tetara?
Yeah, hey. Yeah. Hey.
Who cares? We don't want him.
All right, so next thing that's kind of being brought up, I think it's weird that it's being brought up, to be honest. Jalen Petrie contract extension. Why is this even being talked about?
I thought about it with some of the just like the contract adjustments they've made, the money they do have hanging around. I mean, he's a 1-year deal, and there's nobody else that does what he does on the roster.
Jimmy Ward.
Is Jimmy Ward going to be on the team this year?
I don't know. I mean, he's under contract. They gave him an extension.
Well, there's nobody that does what they do on the roster past this year. So
Chauncey can line up there a little bit if called upon. I just I mean,
now you're putting MJ Stewart on the field.
Yeah, I like the Jalen Petrie contract extension. I mean,
he's talking to him about it. I mean, he's got 1 year left on his deal. He's coming off a good season.
He got hurt, and he was coming off a good. Like, I just like overreactions to Jalen Petrie. I'm skeptical about because we saw what he did his rookie year in the safety role, and then we saw him the next year was a fall off. Is it too much for me to ask to see like back-to-back productive years before I start talking about I don't want to call him a specialist, but I think Petrie's role last year had as much to do with the injuries at linebacker as anything. So like when we're talking about contract extension, like the last time I was baffled and to the defense of people discussing this, the last time that I kind of rolled my eyes and hiked my leg on contract extension was when there was talk about Titus Howard getting an extension. I was like, what? And that ended up happening. So maybe it could happen. I don't understand why you take a nickel back and all of a sudden just give him a contract extension. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It would be almost like it would be because they like him so much. And I like Jalen. I think Jalen can be a part of things. I just don't know, like, What kind of extension are we talking?
Well, if they're doing an extension, you hope they're getting a steal. Like we're looking around and it's like, oh, it's just a he wants to be here deal.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know that you could spend any sort of real money on Jalen Petrie in the situation that they're in right now. That would not be money well spent. He did some things well at that position. He was the worst cover defensive back that regularly played on the team. He's the only defensive back that allowed a passer rating over 100 that regularly played. He didn't force tight window throws. He allowed 5 touchdowns last year in coverage. Like, he did the job halfway well. Like, he didn't cover well from that spot.
Yeah. GS says Ward doesn't do the same job as Petrie. He does better. I mean, he's a better nickelback. What are you talking about? He was an NFL top 100 player playing that position 4 years ago. He was pretty damn good when he was in there. What are you watching?
Yeah, he'll just only be in there for about 7 snaps.
That's the problem.
I don't think
I'm not sitting here saying get rid of Jalen Petrie. I'm just saying why give him an extension before you let it play out. Like I think Jalen Petrie is everything that they symbolize. I think he did a great job last year, but you have Jimmy Ward here. Just I don't know what the hurry would be. We got to see what he looks like. And he's coming off the injury. Let's just see what he looks like the next year, and let's see what the defense looks like and what style they play.
If he plays really well this season, like they'd probably be happy to pay him at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Probably be happy to pay him at the end of the year.
So, and Jimmy did a good job last year, I thought too. So yeah.
For the few we haven't really discussed the idea that Jimmy Ward's making this team. I know that's probably like a July discussion if he makes it that far. But like if he's on board with signing up, being sort of part of a rotation there, they could do some really fun things with that secondary.
Like, I don't know what a discount is for Jalen Petrie. Like, is there like some market? Like, if Jalen Petrie were a free agent, is there like some market for him?
Well, the guy the Jaguars just paid $10 million a year to be their slot guy. He's a cover guy. He doesn't do what Petrie does.
Yeah,
so
and I don't think teams tried to take advantage of Petrie as much as they could have in the coverage either. I was a little bit surprised by that. Might have had as much to do with quarterback ability, but it didn't seem like there was as much of an opportunity. I'm looking forward to seeing what Jalen does this year. Just like the early extension, though, just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
The Jags did pay Eric Murray, too. That's a good point by Patrick.
That's true.
Will they have to choose between Harris and Henry? Toho. No, I mean, it's a year difference, so not really.
I mean, if Christian Harris doesn't play well this year or is unhealthy, then this decision's pretty easy. You just move on from him and let somebody else have his roster spot.
Would you pass out if they drafted an LB, Cody?
If I was announcing the pick at 25, I'd probably just say, let somebody else go do it. Raj, you got this. I'll see you later.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I didn't know you hated Jalen Petrie.
I love Jalen Petrie. I didn't like him as a safety, and I just don't. I don't like these extensions. I don't trust. Their extensions are weird. Like this, look at their history of extensions lately. Like the Stingley was great. But they just give out some weird extensions sometimes.
I was looking through the details of Danielle Hunter's new deal. They dumped some big void money in there.
Yeah, what's the void crap that they keep doing?
It's what it's what Philly does, but they do it on a much longer timeline.
Yeah. I don't really know what to get. Like, you watch it and you're like, okay, I'm not smart enough to understand what they're doing maybe. And then it happens, like, and it's like, oh, okay, well, maybe my confusion was justified. Like, you know what I mean? Like with the Diggs thing, it's like, well, maybe there's a little bit more to this. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, 16 million dead cap. Okay. Oh, no comp pick. Okay. Like it's the extension, the whole extension game is crazy. I'm damn sure not an accountant. So whatever the hell they do, who knows?
Yeah. Where's Chris Olsen when you need him? Damn it. He never did this. The old cap guy.
Shout out to Chris Olsen.
What was it? Hold on. what was the guy's name? They fired Chris Olsen.
Kevin.
And then you were on with McLean, and he was just kept saying, Kevin's gonna handle it.
Yeah.
Kevin's gonna do it. You just said,
yeah, Kevin.
I think you said, like, who's Kevin?
See, that was Kevin. Kevin. What's his last name? Don't know. I said Kevin. Okay. Yeah, Kevin Kirkavik or something. Kravik.
Is he still on the squad?
I think we're friends on something. Like, I think we might be Facebook friends or something. Like, for some, maybe he just heard me talking about him and like friend requested me, because I made like Facebook cuts. Like, I was going through Facebook and it was just like, man, I gotta have like some sort of privacy where I had like over 2,000 friends, and we have the group, by the way. We have the Facebook group if y'all want to get in, the SNL Texans Talk group, where people just talk crap, basically like what the chat is. It's a private group, but I was like, man, I'm scrolling through this news feed and like, I don't know this guy. And I'm like hearing him like complain about his divorce and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I just want to like, I just want to like know that, like, have a place where I can go and just like keep up with people that I know, like relatives and like close friends. So the Facebook group and all that, just kind of a cut. But I guess Kevin was
Kevin's doing really well for himself these days. He's the vice president of football operations for the Wasserman Group, which is one of the larger football agencies out there.
So he's a good guy to know. And you know what? Jack Easterby thought he was smarter than him. Apparently not.
Yeah, he got the axe in February of 21 from the Texans.
Yeah. Shout out to MySpace, by the way.
He's the former COO. Oh, I thought it was of the whole Special Olympics. It was just Special Olympics Ohio. All right.
Okay.
There you go. Enough LinkedIn for Kevin. What's his last name? I don't know.
Keep Jalen around and plug him in sub linebacker packages. Keep Jalen around for sure. He's a useful, valuable football player.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a valuable football player. I just don't know, like, about.
I have no idea what kind of money. I have no idea what kind of money a Jalen Petrie new contract looks like.
Okay, yeah. That's my confusion too. So, yeah. There we go. So,
hold on. I don't know if this guy's telling the truth or not. We get deep in the mud sometimes. This is too deep. Watched European Football League the other day. They got some wide receivers we can pick up.
He's not being serious.
Gio, come on.
That's a joke. He's kidding. That's a good one.
Is some of Kubiak's guys? Kubiak still coaching those guys?
Tyler Warren splash.
All right, cool.
Cal McNair. Texans good for now. Jalen Petrie extension. And all the other tomfoolery here. We got the tournament resuming in less than an hour. Are you going to be wagering today?
Yes, I am.
I'm going heavy today. I am going big bets at halftime of every game. That is my goal. I'm going big bets at halftime of every game. I'm going to use the eyes, and I'm going to go big bets at halftime of every game. I will say, though, I took Florida and Alabama at half. Those are nice little early bets. Florida, Alabama at half. I'm going to take and see how that plays out.
Did you see what's happening with Maryland's coach?
Yeah, he was leaving. I already had Florida a lot before that. Maryland sucks, dude. That was a fluke the other day.
He didn't even show up to team dinner last night.
Yeah, he's and they don't start well. Like Florida, I feel like Florida's going to tap the brakes off them. I might even up that bet. Should I up the bet of the first half?
If you want to get really fun,
someone said there's alternate line 12. I can't find it on my site.
I like a little first half parlay with Florida, Bama, and Duke.
Yeah, I think, dude, I like all the favorites. I don't know about Tech, but I'm going to take their over point total. They're either going to win. I'm just taking their over point total.
They're either going to blow past it or they're going to miss it by 30 points.
Well, that's a hell of a bet.
That's just what they do.
What a hell of a wager.
You're either not going to sweat that or you're going to be like, God, they got no shot.
Mike says Jordan Lewis got 3 for 30 from the Jags. Are we really comparing Jalen Petrie to them? Like, this feels like the way that we talk about him in the nickel, it reminds me of Tavier Thomas, where it was like he's the number 1 rated nickel, and I'm like, okay, like, all right, we'll see. Yeah, all right. Anyway, I digress. Did we get a draft grade? I must Pandaline wants to know.
This one doesn't give a draft grade at best.
Good for them. They didn't hurt our feelings.
Well, I mean, if you give it anything other than an A, you're wrong.
Robert doesn't like the draft. Yeah, we had to trade up. We had to trade back. So,
Robert, why don't you like the draft?
Yeah, what's wrong with this draft? You got your receiver, you got your tight end, you got your running back,
plural.
You got a tackle, you got a safety guy, and then you got another running back. You got 2 backs. The running back room's already better. You got the tight end. That's a tough crowd right there. That one hurts. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like. Be sure to ride along. And be sure to always remember when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together.
Eat good, sleep good, be good. We'll talk Texans again soon. Thanks for watching, everybody.